Greetings, audience. If you haven't seen this video, don't watch it. It's a terrible video. I really dragged on and yapped a lot in it, and there really wasn't as much to show in it compared to what I'm going to show you in this video, which is precisely why I'm making this video. So watch this video instead, alright? Anyway, welcome to Landa. This is a Minecraft survival world that I created in 2020. I played it for about a couple of months that year until 2021, and then I took a massive break after that. I got really distracted with other things, whether it's playing online games or just wasting time on social media like a lot of people during the pandemic and lockdown and whatever else happened. I honestly can't remember. And then I came back in, I believe it was late 2024, and worked on it for a little while, and that was the other video that I released. That was the first one with this world. But since then, about 11 months, which, I mean, I could stretch it to about 12 months, so it'll be officially a year, but 11 months after that, I've made a tremendous amount of progress, and I've been itching to just show off this world to everyone. So here it is. Welcome to the Majesty Kingdom, and I just said that the name of the world is Landa, but this is what I call the Majesty Kingdom. And for those of you who did watch the first video, a lot of things already look really, they look really different, as you can imagine. So you know, things like the stairs over here, they got changed from, I believe it was it cobblestone stairs? I think it was cobblestone stairs into smooth stairs. So or stone brick, or whatever you call this material. So again, a lot of progress has been made since the last recording. Basically the goal for this video is to try to explain everything as fast as I can. Hopefully I won't waste as much time as I did in the last one, because I know that, well, no one wants to watch a 2-hour video. But anyway, first I'm going to start off in my room. So the room hasn't really changed a lot, but as you can see, now I have a lot of music discs now. This is where I used to store some of my items, sort of like a coat rack, but now it's there. Of course, we got Regina and Clifford. These are the same two dogs that I showed off in the first video. Regina named after Regina Mills from Once Upon a Time, and Clifford, obviously with the red collar, named after Clifford, the big red dog. And there's also Spotty, which obviously is an homage to Spotify. On top of this, what do you call this, a jukebox or music player? I don't know what you call that. Since then I've gotten a lot of dogs. I found some in the wild, and I bred them, got them over here until I had about 5 of them. So the one on the top here, I can't remember if this was a puppy or not, but yeah, that one was kind of there. Anyway, no cats. Well, I'm sure you guys have noticed this, but here it is. This is where I put the Ender Dragon egg, or the dragon egg, after I beat that. If you haven't seen that video, you can go and watch it. I'll put it on the screen so you can see which one that is, but if not, that's fine. Here there is Trico's laptop computer. This hasn't really changed. Who do you think you're looking at? And here's the incinerator. Got some paintings around here. I remember saying that I wanted to decorate this part a little more, but I really didn't decorate it that much. I think the only thing that I changed was the material of the floor and the stairs here, as well as the ceiling that you see here. Also, this part here was made out of, I think it was it regular glass panes? I think it was regular glass panes, and now they're stained and green. So anyway, let's go into this way. This is my storage room. This is the same diamond armor that I used to defeat the Ender Dragon, I think, or maybe I swapped it in a couple of times, but this is the same equipment that I used to defeat the Ender Dragon, or at least I honestly can't remember. It's been a while since I did that, but yeah, we have the armor here. And well, this is pretty much just the storage room. I'm not going to spend too much time in here because last time I wasted too much in the first video. But as you can see, a lot of diamonds, slime balls, some emeralds I picked up from trading it with wandering traders. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time in here, okay? But yeah, there's the diamond armor, some gold armor, and some wood. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just the storage room. This over here is it's sort of like an indoor aquarium, I guess. I mean, or it's just an aquarium. There are some codfish, is it codfish? I'm not sure if it's codfish or salmons that are swimming around in there. That I picked them up with my water bucket, and then after I explored the world for a bit, and just brought some of them in here. So there's a bunch of them swimming around in there. Can't remember if how many there were in the first video, but there's a bunch here. This here is my smelting / cooking station. Like, this is the stove that I use to cook a lot of stuff, and I also have other furnaces and crafting tables around here. Anyway, let's go past here. This here is the enchantment room, so you got a bunch of the bookshelves around, enchantment valuables, got a lot of potions from especially the ancient city, which I guess I should bring that up in this video, but I'm on a bit of a timer right now. Here we have books, enchanted books that either I looted or, you know, some stuff that I got from, well, I don't really think it's possible to get it from this, actually. I think I can only enchant equipment through that, so forget that. Here, I think this is a repair station and a stone cutter thing. Yes, and I went to the Nether. As you saw at the beginning of the video, there was Nether portal has changed. I changed up the exterior of it, and I did some exploration. So yeah, got some materials there. And if we head up, actually, instead of heading up this way, I mean, this is really just a shortcut, so I'll go the normal way. Go up here. As you can see, a lot of things have changed. I believe in the first video there wasn't really this wall, or what, I don't know what the heck you call it, but it's like there wasn't really, it wasn't this fancy before. I think it was just was it the diorite walls? I think it was just the diorite brick or whatever that was around here, and the ceiling was unfinished. There wasn't a complete wall here, and a lot of the storage was mostly still being sorted out. But here we have redstone, coal, gold, copper, which, by the way, I mean, I'll show you some of the cool stuff that I made with that. Got a lot of horse armor I'm just hoarding around. Saddle hoarding, as usual. Of course, before they made saddles craftable, I don't think there's a single saddle here that I crafted by hand, because, well, I just hadn't been playing a whole lot of Minecraft. Which, by the way, you know, for the past 11 months, it's not like I was playing for 11 months straight. I think I took a break at around, like, I'm recording this in July. I took a break, a massive break around, is it May or June? Somewhere around there, from working on this world. So there really hasn't been much progress made since then, but there has been enough that I can say that confidently, since the last video and this video, that has happened. So here we have the End Realm materials. I went to the end, collected some end stone, went to the end city as well, and of course collected the dragon head. I pretty much showed all of this stuff on social media already, specifically my Instagram, but also on Twitter, so you can go ahead and check those out. The screenshots are there. These are really just materials that I collected from other places, so we don't need to touch on that. The brewing stand, furnaces, crafting tables was not here. I really just put up these armor stands just to look fancy. I don't really think it serves any real purpose. So let's get away from there. And as you can see, something looks a little different, as you might imagine. So before, in the last video, I showed that there were some torches on top here. Well, there's actually, I replaced it with lanterns, which you can barely see up there. But yeah, there's a lantern, and just to make it blend with the ceiling a little better, I ended up putting some cobblestone fences, so it looks a little fancy. Here is I believe this is a like a side entrance exit, like kind of like an emergency exit rather. And you know, it's just kind of, you know, if I wanna basically, you know, if it's like nighttime and I want to go inside, I can just run in here, and in case I feel like I'm in danger. There's also a window over there, which, you know, I really didn't have to put that there, but again, most of this stuff is just to look fancy. Now down here, not much has really changed, I don't think, although we can walk down here and check it out quick. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I showed this in the last one, but I put a pumpkin over here. And this place more or less hasn't changed. If there's anything that did change, I believe I did a lot of mining. I know that. I used this space to gather a lot of the cobblestone. And I think I even started making my way down there as well. But yeah, there really isn't much here to show besides. Oh yeah, I guess there's another one over here. Yeah, it's mostly just a mine that I've been working on. I don't really plan to put anything down here. If I do plan to put anything, well, I'll probably show it off in a future video. But and there's also another set of stairs here. Go this way. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, this is just a massive cave system or mine system, whatever, that I just use to gather materials like the diorite and the granite and cobblestone. So nothing really special. And if we go further down, I think this just leads into a cave, which we don't really have to check that out. I think I already touched on that in the first one, but it's just a normal cave. And here we have a warning for some lava. Originally there was a bunch of, I think this area had a lot of either it had a lot of lava or obsidian or something, but I've since gotten rid of that. I dug it out and collected it for myself, although there seems to be some lingering amounts here and some redstone that I didn't bother collecting. Oh yeah, this part. So last time, I believe it was the last video, I thought that this was glass, and no, it was not glass. It was just my texture pack fooling me. But now these are, I believe it's iron fences now. Yeah, it's iron fences. So these are legitimate iron fences now. I've since replaced it. I've done the same thing over here. This is the, well, behind that is the underworld. I'll show you that in a moment. But this was also originally just glass blocks, and well, I've replaced all of that with the iron fences. So here we have the underworld, and this is a massive mine that I created. I think I dug this out, or at least started it, in 1.16.5, specifically 1.16.5, and a lot of the, I think you call this the deep slate that you see here, there wasn't any deep slate when we started out, or when I started out in 1.16, so this was the deepest that I could go. And then after I updated my version to the Caves and Cliffs update, or specifically 1.20, I think that's when I updated it, then I dug this down here. I don't really think I need to go through this whole thing. It's really just a massive mine that I call the underworld because I thought it would be really cool. That just leads into, I think, another cave system, and the same thing with that, with this stairs over here. This just leads into the same place, and well, if I walk into that, I'm just gonna get lost. So yeah, and then we have these little tunnels that I keep digging around here. It's just strip mines. I don't really know if I'm gonna do anything with this anymore, but I mean, maybe well, I'm not entirely sure just yet. But anyway, also I should probably yeah, I'm wearing iron armor right now, which isn't safe. I probably should have put on some diamond armor before this, but anyway, if we go down here, this leads into the depths / the ancient city or whatever. And I hollowed this sucker out, as you can see. There's, I believe the first time that I showed this off, it was really, really dark. To make a long story short, without having to go through the whole thing, well, the entire, I believe that all of the cave that was here, pretty much like every single thing as of here is, the whole thing is completely lit. The whole thing is completely lit. And I think well, let me just go on this side for a moment here. This side is not yet completed, but I did make a lot of progress, and I would show it off, but obviously it's just gonna take a lot of time. But I will show you some of the stuff. Yeah, I placed way too many torches around here. Hi, buddy. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Also, I forgot to mention it at the beginning of this video, but you may not be able to tell at all, but I am playing in version 1.21.5. I am not playing in the latest version as of this video, which is 1.21.8, because for some reason it just won't load on my computer. My computer is much older hardware, and it just, like, every time I try to load up the newer versions, it just won't work. So I don't have access to things like the new fog or anything. That's why it's probably gonna look much different. Actually, what is this sign? Exit. Oh, it just points me in that direction. Yeah, this whole area was just completely dark before, and I just lit it up. But there's still some areas of this cave on this side that I haven't fully tackled yet, so you know, they're still unlit, and it's not like this cave is finished. I don't think it's ever gonna finish, to be honest. But anyway, I'm just gonna go here for a moment and show you something that's I'm just gonna show you something that I've been working on, or not working on, but something that I've done, you know, off camera, just to really show you how much progress I've made since then. Alright, here it is. This is the ancient city, and I pretty much lit up this entire sucker. Believe it or not, you know, I remember showing videos of me just trying to beat this thing on the first attempts, or first couple of attempts. And then when I had a bit of free time during the holidays, I ended up playing some Minecraft, and I hollowed the entire thing out. Like, the whole thing is lit. Now, in case you're wondering if I did this in the texture pack that I'm using, which is the Excalibur resource pack, no, I did not. I was a wimp, and I did it in the vanilla textures, the default one. It was really tough to do. It's really tough to do, but it involved mostly just me sneaking around and just putting wool and, you know, just getting rid of whatever the spawners and whatever there was, pretty much. You can see that I dug up some of the wool under here, and I think if I walk around for just a little bit, you might see it soon. Yeah, you can see that I got rid of all of the treasure or the chests that were here. And mobs don't spawn down here, by the way, so I shouldn't have to worry about them entering from this area. But yeah, the whole thing is completely lit. I looted every single chest that I could find. I think I died like about one time ever since I attempted this off camera. Like, off camera I died a single time, and I did every single thing, as you can see, in hard mode. I usually keep the world in hard mode pretty much all the time, actually, even off camera. I keep it on hard mode, and yeah, it's really tough trying to fight or at least evade the warden. But yeah, you can see that I had the dirt that's kind of left over here after just panicking. I'm trying to find where I was. There's like a bunch of different sections. There's so much dirt that's just laying around here. Yeah, the place looks really dark. Like, there's still some unlit areas, but again, there's not really too many mobs that spawn around here. I can't remember if this was an area that oh yeah, this was one of those, I'm not sure what you call these, but it's one of those underground, like, mechanical things that whenever you step near it, it'll summon the warden or something like that. Is this a skeleton head? I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, but yeah, to make a long story short, this entire thing got hollowed out, and a part of the ancient city, well, I think I came from that side, but part of the ancient city does connect to more of the cave over here. So I had an alternate entrance into it. I think it was it over here? I'm not sure if it's over here that I collected. There were some candles around here that I just took up and used it for decoration, which if you've been keeping up with my Instagram, which is Tricoronicle, I'll put the link in the description, and it connects to this part of the depths over here. So anyway, also, oh yeah, I think while I'm here, I should probably show it off. Yeah, there it is. So this little hole over here, there were a couple times that I triggered the warden, and you know, like I was about to die, and I didn't want to lose all my stuff, so I actually made this little checkpoint over here with a bed and a chest in it, so that in case I needed to, you know, store any stuff away, anything of value in there, I put it in there. And just set my bed as a respawn point, backed up my file, and then there were a couple of times that the warden actually followed me out here, and you know, I just wanted to make sure that I had a place that I can save safely without having to worry about the warden. But I mean, it's not like it'll really do anything, because the warden will just attack you through you know, walls using sonic waves or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that entire ancient city is now completely lit. It's fully lit. So thank God that's over. All right, now I'm gonna go back to the Majesty Kingdom and show you the rest of stuff. Yeah, so like here, pretty much all of these, you can just see the sheer number of torches that's around here, and it's crazy. Like everything, I think I pretty much lit every single thing, unless, you know, I updated, unless I choose to update the version, or I updated the version and it spawned more dark spots. But like every single dark thing that I could find on this side, you know, like everything has been completely lit to my knowledge. So there's another one of the checkpoints over here that I made with deep slate and a oh, okay, that was weird. This is just one of the alternate angles that you can find the ancient city here. I think this is, yeah, well, this is one of the alternate sides. It's not the main entrance that I use, or at least I don't remember if it is, but yeah, you can see the most of it is lit, or pretty much everything is lit. So you don't have to worry about the warden spawning there anymore. Alright, so I think I pretty much showed you everything that's down there that is to show. Maybe I'll work on more stuff down there in the future. Not really sure yet. It depends on how motivated I am. But anyway, I think the only thing that I haven't shown you guys is this, although I feel like I've showed this in the last video. But in case you didn't watch it, this is Technoblade, and well, this originally wasn't his room, but I built it. I found a random pig outside, and then I just brought him in here and called him Technoblade as a bit of a tribute to the creator. So Technoblade never dies. That's right. That's right. You're immortalized in my world, in the Majesty Kingdom. That, you know, I mean, I know that you're the pig lord or the pig king, but you know, in the Majesty Kingdom, you're not the king. I'm the king. All right, buddy. Anyway, this pretty much everything in here was already here. This is Hades, a dog. The story behind this dog is that I bred the two dogs over here, Regina and Clifford, and on accident, and created this monstrosity or something along those lines. I can't remember the lore behind it, but anyway, here is a dispenser with, you know, beef in it, so I can feed him that, or I can feed him with rotten flesh. Television, choose from any channel. We have cable and streaming. Time limit 2 hours. No watching past midnight except football, because, you know, if they're, you know, showing the FIFA World Cup in, you know, whatever, and you're watching it in a different country, you might want to stay up for that, depending on if you're a football fan. So this gold armor was not here. Most of this was just armor that was looted from, I think it was mostly just a dungeon spawner that I had, and I think the crown, I think only the crown and the boots are enchanted. The leggings and chestplate aren't, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but it just works as it functions as one of the extra rooms or guest rooms that I just happen to have in the house. Alright, so now before we go on the outside, because I do want to show off some of the stuff, this here is the Majesty Kingdom Survival Toolbox. This is something that I created. I should probably put these slime balls away real quick. Yeah, this is something that I created. You know, I built this box because I basically I took all of the items that were in my inventory here and just ditched it. And after I got bored of you know, or I just kind of experienced a bit of an art block or creative block for a while, I just, you know, ditched all my items in my inventory in this box, and then just went out there in the world and then started building stuff there for a little bit, and then I took the items back, which some of them are in my inventory here, and, you know, continued my journey. Also, the sword that you are seeing in my hand here, I believe this is the same exact weapon I used to slay the Ender Dragon, which is why it's a little damaged, and it's too expensive to repair, and I don't want to get rid of it completely just yet, so I'm just holding on to it. Let's go up here. This is a little lounge. It's a little more advanced than it was before in the last recording. So things like this bench wasn't here, the shrubbery wasn't here. I can't remember this painting and this, I don't know what you would call this, like a whatever. I don't really know. I can't remember if that was there at all, but yeah, I just decorated the inside of this a little bit, even though I didn't really need to. And if we go up here, I don't really think much of this has changed. I think the only thing that I changed was I added some stone stairs to make this look a little more fancy, like stone columns. But anyway, here this water functions as sort of like a... It functions as a bit of you know, like if I'm going, if I'm jumping from up there down into this water, it functions as sort of like a base to that. This here is just a side entrance, another like emergency exit or whatever. And actually, you know what? Let's before I show it off from inside, I should probably go outside and just show you guys. So here, this is what the house looks like from the outside, and as you can see at the top of it, well, you can't tell from this angle, and I'd have to actually let me just move to this side here, just so you guys can see it. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to move a little further away, but this is a straw hat. It's a giant straw hat that I spent a lot of time working on, actually, in, I think it was, I can't remember if it was version 1.16 or 1.20. It's a giant straw hat, and if we go to the top, yeah, here we are. There is, well, it's not symmetrical at all. In fact, the inside of it is a massive, it's just a big mess, and I just didn't bother to clean it up. I'm too lazy, and just I just didn't, I don't feel like doing it, so I just left it as is. And then if we go here, as you can see, there we go. So we have the red band that's around the straw hat. I think this is birch wood that I used to decorate it. And if you go on the top here, you'll find a lightning rod with some cobblestone on the top. And the reason that I put the lightning rod there is because, well, you know, in case lightning strikes down from the great beyond into onto the straw hat, I don't want the rest of it catching fire. So I put the lightning rod here so that if there's lightning that strikes down, it'll just, you know, hit the lightning rod, and you know. So anyway, let's get out of here. There we go. That's the reason I put that water there in the first place. And well, I guess you guys saw it, so here it is. I pretty much covered everything that's in the house to my knowledge, so as well as underground, so I don't have to worry about that. But here we go. So this is the front of it, and you can already see that something's looking different. So I'll start off with the front. So these originally these were cobblestone fences, and I ended up changing it to stone brick fences, or fancy stone, or whatever you call it, smooth brick, to make it a little look a little nicer. As well as the entrance over here, put some stone bricks and stairs. And it's really just, to make a long story short, most of the stuff that you saw in the last video that you're going to see here, is really just a bunch of touch-ups that I made. So here we have, I believe it's the sugarcane farm, and originally this didn't have stone, or it didn't have deep slate on it, but I've since replaced that. So if we go in here, and we have a little map that just shows us where we are, which, I mean, in case it wasn't already obvious, but yeah, we got a lot of sugarcane, pretty self-explanatory. And this is, well, I'll touch on that in a moment, but this is my nether portal. And, well, you guys, oh, there's random pigmen, or piglin around there, zombie piglin, or something like that. But yeah, you guys would know how different this looked if you watched the first video. Originally, it was just made out of wood, and it was really, really small and not as advanced at all. I actually teased a little bit of this design in the end of my Minecraft 1.2.5 hardcore series, so you can definitely check that out. I teased it just a little bit, you know, just in preparation for this video, although, well, most people are probably not even gonna run into that unless they watch something like this. So anyway, here is the Dragon Slayer from Berserk, Guts' Dragon Slayer, and originally this was, I think this was originally just like one layer, but I since added another layer here to make it look a little thicker. So now it's sort of kind of 3D. It's not just, you know, pixel art. This water over here, I think it was originally just flowing up to this block, but I added some extra water over here and some stone bricks underneath to give it a bit of a drain look. This is I don't know if you would call this a church, but I guess it kind of is, in a way. There's the cross of Jesus Christ. And if we go in here, it's a bunch of sheep that's around, as well as a bed in case I need to set my checkpoint. And we have a lot of, I don't think that there's much that really changed in here, actually. Like, most of this is just more or less the same. The only thing that I guess I did change is this part over here with the wood. And if we, actually, if I go on this side, this is the chicken cub. And, of course, Aegis is here just chilling, named after the Aegis attack move thing from Arcane Adventures. So, Aegis has just kind of been chilling here with the rest of them. You know, originally I was going to use these eggs in here for just throwing it around the kingdom and, you know, killing the chickens, gathering as much meat and stuff, but I really don't use that, unfortunately. I really just haven't been using it. So, over here we have the gravestones that are, well, I mean, if you, it's, I don't want to spoil anything, so if you just, if you don't know, then you don't know, and if you know, then you know. But I placed some gravestones around the Dragon Slayer over here, and they can be interpreted in however way you want. Here is the Orphan Army, and trust me, it's not what it looks like. I promise it's not what it looks like. You know, these guys, they may look like pigs, but at the end of the day, you know, these are just demons incarnate. These guys are not. You know, I call it the Orphan Army for a reason, and you know, it may seem like I'm attacking a certain fan base here, but trust me, I'm not. I promise. They may look like pigs, but really they're just a bunch of demon children. So yeah, just don't pay any mind to that, okay? So if we go this way, and as you can see, I built up a lot of walls. I mean, I guess I don't really have to mention that, but you know, originally there weren't any walls around here. I put that ladder over there so that I can just, you know, climb over it instead of having to run around the side. It's also the reason I put another ladder here as well, and you can also walk on top of it to get to certain places quicker. Sun's going down. I should really hurry this up. Here's my farm with you know, potato farm here. I did put up some of these, what do you call it, like I think it's scarecrows? Yeah, scarecrows. I put up some scarecrows for Halloween as part of, just to, again, one of the touch-ups that I made to the world. I don't really think I made too many changes to this side of the world, although there is some stuff for sure, but yeah, there's the cow farm here. It's still more or less the same type of layout. The wheat farm, I've since gathered an extreme amount of wheat, as well as seeds over here. I just have way too many to store away, so I just kind of stopped farming here. Here we have the Super Mario pixel art, which I've since replaced the dirt with, I think that's spruce wood? I can't remember, or dark oak or something like that. Originally this was just dirt and I completely replaced it. Speaking of which, I actually, these are, the walls that you see around here are made of dirt and stone brick, but sometimes there's Endermen that usually, like they usually take the dirt, they just steal like bits and pieces of the dirt and then I have to end up replacing it. So that's one of the downsides that I have because of this design, and I don't know if I'll replace the dirt with another material. Most likely I will, but I mean I could also never. Also, I put some sakura trees around, which, in case you're wondering where I got the sakura trees, I didn't go into a cherry blossom biome and discover it. There was a wandering trader that was around Majesty Kingdom, and I just, you know, traded him. I just saw the offer and traded him for it, so then I planted a bunch to just make it look nicer. This is a map of where we are. I think wherever my cursor is right now, that's where we are, and that's the, as you can see from the top of it, that's the giant straw hat. And I think what I'm about to do is I'm about to go to this over here, which has a little gold ring on top of it. But while we're down here, before we go to that, also you can see that the stairs here, these stairs were not, they were not wood. They were originally cobblestone, and I just changed the wood to, well, you know, as part of the touch-ups here. Down here is the pharmacy, pun intended. And this is where you find my, this was actually, this appeared really early on in this world, which is why I bothered keeping this world. I wanted, it happened to be an above ground mob spawner that spawned like right next to where I started off. Yeah, there were just a bunch of enemies coming out from here, and I just turned it into the pharmacy. I wanted to convert this into like a futurist, like a modern looking one. So like I wanted to turn all of the walls here into the same material diorite here that I use, like something that's something that looks modern, you know, and maybe add a little bit of advanced technology or mechanics or something like that. But unfortunately, I just never bothered with that, and I thought that it would take way too much time. So, all right, let's sleep. I also put this bed over here so that, you know, like specifically this distance away, because you can't put it, you know, next to the mob spawner. And actually, I guess I should mention it. Yeah, this is kind of how it works here. Usually, other people would have like a specific way of doing this, like they have a specific way of building a spawner where they just like have the enemies fall or something like that. I'm not sure how people do it nowadays, but yeah. And then I just I come here with a sword, usually not the diamond sword. I make some iron swords and stone swords here, and then I just use that. And then what I usually do is with this dirt over here, I just place, you know, 2 dirt blocks in here, and then I just camp it for a while I'm AFK, and that's how I, you know, farm EXP. So let's get out of here, if you'll let me. God damn it, I have a lot of trouble going through doors. Okay, so we really don't need to go in the other parts. Those are just caves. Now this here is my carrot and melon farm, and you can see that I have a llama and another llama, and I think there's another one, or is the other one here? I think, yeah, there's another one over here. There's been a couple of times where I think I had like 4 llamas at one point, but eventually they all died, and they just keep dying because, well, the zombies keep, you know, infiltrating the base and killing them. So you know, that's just, It's really annoying to have to find new ones, but yeah. Here we have the carrots and the melons. Don't really need to go too much into this. And then I recently expanded on this with a little ladder up here and a hatch, and I added a gold crown and also changed the sides of it to deep slate just to make it look fancy. And again, you know, all of this is kind of like an ode to Technoblade because, you know, the gold crown and the fact that it's, you know, a potato, or not a potato farm, but it's like carrots because, well, pigs in Minecraft eat carrots. So I think even Technoblade made a joke about that at one point with in one of his friends' I think it was Phil's survival world or something like that. So yeah, I put a gold crown up there. Unfortunately, you can't really see it from the angle that I'm showing you at right now, but yeah, it is there. Up there is the Ben 10 plumber badge from, I think it was Ben 10 original series, as well as Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. I have not watched the and also Omniverse, but I have not watched the reboots. It's one of my biggest childhood shows, like one of my favorite childhood shows. I recently rewatched it. It's absolutely amazing. I didn't really, I mean, if you have to ask my opinion about Omniverse, it's like, it was alright, you know. I feel like I enjoyed Ultimate Alien and Alien Force more because of the mature tone, but, you know, Omniverse was, it was alright. It wasn't as bad. The one that I really don't like, that I've seen a couple of clips with, is the reboot. So I probably wouldn't be watching the reboot, but yeah, that's Ben 10. It's probably the reason that I like the color green so much too. Like it's basically my favorite color. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but that's also a Mario flag from the original video game in 1985. Okay, so let's go over here. This is Frostborn District. And this was all the stone that you're seeing here. Well, if you go back and watch the videos, obviously you know that none of this stuff was here. So I added a bunch of like gravel and andesite, cobblestone, and all of this cobblestone was either mined with Silk Touch, or it was mined with, or it was, you know, cobblestone that I had, and I just took it, smelted it into, you know, natural stone. So here is just one of the, I guess you would call this one of the fishing houses or outposts. I don't really know what you would call this, with a little dock here. And I do occasionally come here to fish a little bit, so you can see that there's some fishing rods with a, I'm not sure if this is an enchanted one, but yeah, this is an enchanted one. If we go over here, actually, before we touch on that, this is one of those, I tried to build a carriage, but it's sort of, I sort of failed in the middle of it. This is supposed to be like the plank over here with the wheels, and then you just go up in it and just look this way. Here we have this really strange looking building that I tried to make something medieval like, with the flag of Trinidad and Tobago, my home country. And if you actually go inside, it's sort of like a workstation or workplace in a weird way. I just put some books around here like it's a little library with a painting, and just decorated it a bit. I'm not really sure what I wanted to do with this. I just kind of built it here just to make it look cool. I mean, that's pretty much everything that I built, I guess. Over here, we have, I forget what you call this. It's one of those pillager banner thingies that you get from killing them. And when you walk in here, well, I actually made this for, I'm not sure if I made this for Halloween too. I'm honestly not sure, but I made it just to be spooky. You have the red wool under here acting as blood, and some redstone torches, which, you know, back in the day, if you knew what redstone torches were used for, they were used for not just for, you know, clever contraptions, but it was also used for horror, because as you can see, well, you know, if I just put up a torch here real quick, it doesn't really emit much light, so it was used for a lot of horror. These skeleton heads, earlier you saw that I pretty much lit the entire ancient city up, and that's where I got these. So if we go this way, we have a tree house here that is actually custom built. This is not something that I spawned. I custom built this. Every single piece of the wood that you see here, every block of wood. I put a little lantern up in here, and I left it. I left the, I didn't bother to use glass for the windows because the whole fresh air treehouse type aesthetic thing. I don't really go in that anymore or often to begin with. And here we have a mansion called Halberd Mansion, named after the weapon from Elden Ring, Halberd. And yeah, this I can't remember how long this took to build. It's like, I really can't remember. I think the exterior of this probably took like, what is it, a week, maybe 2 weeks? I really can't remember. I just know that I spent a long time building up to this point, and then eventually I built the top of it there, which you can tell from the outside is an attic. I would go on the back of it, but I'm just trying to save as much time as I can. On the bottom floor, it's really empty, but I have these furnaces and crafting tables and some flower pots, furniture laying around here. Originally, I wanted to convert this into like a dining area, but here we have the kitchen with all of the different furnaces and storage with random junk that I just left in here. It's really unfortunate, but most of these builds I either intended for using it, to actually live in it, but I really didn't stay that long. But occasionally I do come through here and build stuff, or I come here and set my spawn point in case I need to get away. Up here is the second floor with the reception desk, more decorations. If we walk in this room, it's a fancy bedroom with the red beds and well, for some reason one of them is discolored. I'm not sure if it's because of the lantern over here, but yeah, there's a desk, wardrobe with a this is actually supposed to act as a mirror, and well, it's a medieval world that I'm working on, so I just left it as a mountain. And the buttons are also there for like the handles. Here we have a bathroom with a functional toilet, sort of. Don't actually jump in this, by the way. You can get trapped in that, so don't actually jump in that. Here is a towel rack, which the ladder is acting as it. The reason that I didn't use a bucket of water for the actual bathtub itself is because this cobblestone floor is like 1 block deep, and when you put water over it, it just leaks from underneath, and I really didn't like that, so I just used blue wool to make up for that. Here's one of the other extra guest rooms, so pretty nice. The bookshelves in particular took a really long time to build, and well, I'll show you. I'll get on that in a moment. Okay. For right now, let's sleep in this room. Just showing off a little bit of it again. All right. And yeah, you can see the back of it here. You can see all the different mountains in the distance. That spire over there is, I think that's like a ravine or something, so we won't really be going into that. If you go up here, we're in the attic, and there's I tried to build it sort of like a closet slash children's play area. It's sort of inspired by those old movies that you would find in the 90s or 2000s or something, or just just general house aesthetic, I guess, like attic aesthetic, I guess I should say. And like I made a bunch of leather armor and dyed it different colors to make it look like clothes, and I made it in a specific way that it matches the medieval aesthetic. So you have the white cap, the brown shirt, black pants. I think the only thing that, well, yeah, the yellow shoes or sandals, I guess. So that's, yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh yeah, that's what the straw hat actually looks like from a distance there. So let's go back down. Yeah, this is just a little glimpse of what you can expect from just I originally wanted to put some trapdoors over here so that I can just instead of having to go down this stairs, I can thing, but whatever. This is a reading area with bookshelves and you know, fancy shenanigans. But yeah, that pretty much covers it for that. Here we have my bee farm, and this is probably like the only other modern structure I built. I mean, this already looks really modern, and I built it far away from the other stuff because I didn't want to ruin the aesthetic further. I mean, it's obviously like a medieval texture pack that I'm using, so it won't really ruin it too much. But you know, it's sort of like a modern build. Like I just tried to I really challenged myself attempting to build using advanced techniques. So I had like the trapdoors over here. I put some leaves, some slabs, you know, and I blended it with different colors to really make it stand out. But here's the bee farm, and these are just a bunch of bees I, well, obviously went out in the world for and just caught them, used as a silk touch pickaxe, and also fireplace to capture them. So this is where I farm all my stuff. I don't really use this, as you could imagine. Here is a well with some water in it. Just a little extra detail there. I don't really know if I'm gonna expand this area further. I mean, all of these trees that you see here, by the way, are completely planted by hand. Every single thing is manually planted, except for that one tree house that was built you know, just the normal way. So if we go over this way, over this ladder, we end up right back at the Dragon Slayer and the grave. And over here, check it out, another district. This is the second district that I designed, and I actually built this. Originally there was a wall over here with a ladder going over it. And it was just flat, you know, there was a bunch of trees. If you watch the other video, you will know what I'm talking about. And this is something that I built after pretty much after I defeated the Ender Dragon, after I went to the end and beat him. This is what I call Testament District, and you know, it's another one of those rural areas. I tried to once again challenge myself with better building skills. You know, I wanted to build more buildings, like more structures that you would see you know, in the Middle Ages or Middle Age Europe. So that's what I did. I tried to at least build it in that spirit, because I used white and brown, so it's a lot of light and dark contrast. Sometimes I do come back to these places, but I don't really live in them in traditional sense. So here, this is Anderson's house, and this is Anderson the dog. This is actually one of the wolves. When I was traveling to the end in that location, I believe, yeah, that location, these are one of the wolves that I stumbled across in I think it's, I can't remember if it's version 1.21.5 or whatever the version that they added the wolf variants in. And this is the very first wolf variant that I came across. I'm not sure what you call this variant, but it's, you know, you can obviously see that it's different. And I call him Anderson because, well, you know, I found him close to the biome or whatever that you find the end portal. So yeah, he's just kind of been chilling here. I do visit him infrequently, but I try to, if I remember, then I usually come here. Yeah, this is pretty much what the room looks like, and we go up here. It's a mirror, I guess, and yeah, we just have this thing here. But anyway, that pretty much does it. Yeah, he's just kind of been chilling around in this house. If we go here, these are vendor stalls with some barrels laying around. These don't really have anything in them. A fountain. All of this is made out of, I believe it's iron blocks, so every single thing here is iron blocks. And I just thought it would be a nice touch to add the pumpkins around, because I usually hide a lot of these pumpkins around in the world, so you can actually, you know, like, if you ever have the map, or if you're ever exploring the world, like if I open up a multiplayer server or something, you know, you can actually find it. Here is a watchtower, and I use some cobblestone and mossy stone to build it. You know, obviously it's run down. And I sort of I built this originally just to you know, like in case there's enemies that come through here, like they come running through here, I can just use my bow and just aim at them and shoot them. But you know, I really, again, haven't really made too much use of this. So we go on top here, and you would also notice that there's no mossy cobblestone up here, and that's intentional, because, you know, it's like when the water is falling, well, I don't really think that there's you know, I don't really think that there's any room for moss to grow on there, or algae. But let's get out of here. I think the last thing that I want to show you guys that I actually forgot to show you, this house here is the first, well, this is the, I think I said earlier in the video, this was the first district that I built, or first residential area outside of the Majesty Kingdom. And this is the first house that I built that's like European style or middle-aged style. I really don't like it in hindsight. It's I mean, it's fine, I guess, but I don't know. It's like I feel like I could have done much better, obviously, because, well, you saw what I built in Testament District. This is the interior. I guess I don't really have to touch on every single thing. This painting was different when I think when I played in the last version or something like that, or maybe I was playing in this version, and they hadn't released the resource pack. I think this originally showed villagers, but then they changed it because the resource pack that I use is different. So I'll have to fix that later. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I guess I didn't really have to show too much of that. But if we walk here, this just takes us to a bridge here that I built out of birch and birch fences. And we have a sign here that says, "Welcome to the Majesty Kingdom, established since 2020. Again, the world is, by the time this video releases, is going to be officially 6 years old. Right now it's 5 years old. I'm recording this in the middle of 2025. But yeah, it was established since 2020. And yeah, it was created by Tricoronicle, made in TNT, Trinidad and Tobago. Shout out to my country. And let's go back home. You can see that I'm lagging a lot, just running around. Like I'm really getting some serious frame drops here because, you know, like well, I tried to, I originally for this video wanted to, I was waiting for them to release Optifine, but seeing as they're not going to release that anymore, I guess I just can't, so that's really a shame. But anyway, I'm just going to sleep in here real quick because it's becoming nighttime again. Also, I forgot to mention it, but this thing over here is a water wheel. All of this water that you see here, by the way, is completely man-made. This was not here before. It was just, originally it was just grass. So all of this water here is man-made from under here, and it was really hard to build, but you know, I took my time building it, and it turned out pretty nice. Got some stone brick over here. There's also, I think, an iron block that I, again, to emphasize the fact that it's like medieval stuff most of the time, and you can actually go up inside of it and check it out from here, but, you know, that's just little details. And if we head over this way, as you can see, this is the side entrance that I came out from earlier. It's basically just a quick way to get in the house, in case, you know, I don't feel like going through the front door, because instead of having to run all that way, it's just really tiring. So here we have the bridge, and this bridge actually changed up in a major way. I don't think that there was there were these columns. Like, I don't think there were these pillars the last time. Originally, I think at first it was just this bridge, and it was a flat bridge. It didn't really have this stuff here, but I've since added that. There's also this, oh yeah, the doors. I removed the doors. There's this, the underneath of this, I don't know what you would call this, but like right below this hill, there was some water over here, and all of the water that you see here is pretty much man-made. All of it. There's the water over here that flows down, and I tried to turn it into a drain, and it just flew down, and try to make it look nice. And yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. I mean, obviously it could look much better if I put more work and care into it, but yeah, it's it looks pretty good. And you know, all of this water here was not here before. Originally, it just started out as a small little pond in this area, and then I just had to manually, you know, use a shovel and just dig out all of the dirt. And you know, it stretches all the way over that way, right where you saw it connect to this watermill here. Down a hill. So yeah, this bridge pretty much connects to that same path over there, but let me just show you a little bit of what's going on here. All right, so here we have a windmill. This is an entirely new structure, and originally I wanted to make this look bigger, you know, like I wanted to make this look longer or fatter. And I intended to tear down the whole thing originally, but after I built this wall up, well, I just didn't bother with that anymore. And you know, in any case, it's like, well, an evolution of my progress. And when you actually go inside of it, there's a bunch of pumpkins, which, as part of you know, last year's Halloween, as a recording, Halloween 2024, I placed a bunch of them around here. Some of them are carved, some of them are left as is. And you can see another angle looking at the straw hat, the Ben 10 plumber badge, all of the other stuff that's over there. And well, we're gonna go down there in a moment. This is the pumpkin farm with pumpkins and pumpkin seeds and some random carved pumpkins that I just had laying around. I think this is the first scarecrow that I built, and then that gave me the idea to build the other stuff on that side. So, and if we go down here, I believe this stairs was already here before, but the other stuff here wasn't. This is another watchtower that I built with mossy cobblestone and cobblestone. You can actually go up inside it, and you know, just look at it from here, I guess. And oh, looks like I forgot to close that. Oh well. Here was the air balloon, or hot air balloon specifically. This actually took a day to build because, well, I have the sheep farm over by the church there, and I already have the materials for it. So I just, it didn't really take that long for me to build. It was kind of just, you know, like, you know, you just build, place the blocks, and then you just hop. It did take a while to smoothen out the edges, but and in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of peppermint candy a little bit with the red and white. But anyway, I mean, it's I tried to build something that's, you know, like reminiscent of an age before vehicles and mobility and whatever technology, like before the industrial era, I guess. And I put a lantern in here and stuff. Yeah, I guess there's not really much to explain. It's just, well, the inside of it is hollow, so, but we don't really need to go inside of that. This is an entirely new section here. I just placed some walls around here. Yeah, I mean, not really much to say with regards to that. And if we go over this way, I'm sure that you know, you saw it as you were watching the video, but here it is. This is a giant tree, a really giant tree. It's not the first of its kind. I'm sure that other people, you know, other people have definitely built stuff like this before, but yeah, it's pretty huge. I spent a lot of time working on it. I think I spent about, what is it, 2 weeks building the frame, so like the trunk, and like gathering the materials from planting trees around. And I spent so much time just building, you know, the branches and all that stuff. The glowstone that you see up there was something that I had to actually go to the Nether to get, so but that didn't really take that long to do, so that's not really a problem. But I took about 2 weeks to build the trunk in a circle and the branches, and then I think I took an extra week to build the leaves on top of it. But I'll just show you guys from the top what that looks like. If I just hop off here. Okay, so hopefully if I just hop off here, there we go. There it is. And you can actually go to the top of it if you have an elytra. And yeah, this took a really unnecessarily long time to build. You can see that there's the inside of it is hollowed out because at a certain point, well, originally my plan was to you know, like just like all the leaves that you're seeing here, my original plan was just to take these leaves that I had shears. I don't think I have any shears on me right now, but I had shears in my hand that you know, I went down, farmed a bunch of the trees, and basically just used the shears on them so I can get the leaves for this project. And originally I wanted to fill the entire thing in so that you couldn't see anything in there at all, but midway I just gave up. Like, I realized that it would take way too much time to fill the entire thing, so I just did that. If anything, you know, I don't know if I'll change this design. I really don't feel like it, you know. So this may very well not change ever, but if you go to the top of this, as you can see, there is some cobblestone here and a lightning rod as well, so that in case there's lightning that once again decides to strike on my build, it'll just hit this. And the reason that I once again put the cobblestone down is because, well, there's been times when I put the lightning rod on, I think it was the cross, and the lightning struck it and then it lit it on fire. The whole thing did not burn down because usually thunderstorms and lightning doesn't happen unless there's a storm, so yeah, that's, you know. But this took a really long time to build. I'm not sure if I'll ever continue it, at least specifically the you know, the exterior of it. I really doubt I'm ever going to continue this, but you know, it took a really long time to build, so just gonna land safely over here. Yeah, this whole thing took about approximately a month. It was about 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that that it took to build, and you know, both the branches and the leaves and everything. And I just gave up in the middle of it. So, but if we actually go down here, there is more stuff than just the tree. And by the way, in case you have to ask what the inspiration for this is, it's basically inspired by the world tree, or the tree of life that you find in some religions, or, you know, Yggdrasil, you know, Norse mythology, stuff like that. But if you go over here, there are some tables and chairs, benches, sort of like a camping area. There's also a map over here to show you where you are, so you can really see how much space this takes up. So there's the kingdom to the left there. This is the tree over here, and some other extra stuff. It actually took me a while to learn how to build these maps, by the way, but you know, eventually I figured it out after getting some help. So I tried to turn it into like a scouting area, or a, you know, like a camp sort of. Speaking of which, there is actually these little these other things. I should probably take this off because I don't really think I need it right this second. But yeah, there are these little camps around here that I built with some wood. It's like literal tents with a campfire here, just to, you know, add a little more to the immersiveness. You can also notice that there's a lot of these spruce trees around to make it look like a giant forest. My only regret with this build is that it doesn't use the same type of wood, spruce wood, as the forest around here, because originally there weren't this many spruce trees around. So I just had to, like, you know, chop down a bunch of oak because I just thought it was the most efficient way to build it, and that's why the leaves on the top of it as well are oak leaves. So that's my only regret. Obviously I'm not going to go back and change that, but yeah, it was a real pain in the butt to build, but eventually we got there. And over here, another camp. Yeah, I mean, not really much to say about that. But let's go into the actual building, or I guess I should say tree itself, and check it out. It's really fancy. it's really I made sure I really went all out with the design here. But you know, I tried to design it sort of like a royal kingdom, so I put up the paintings over here with, you know, obviously, well, some of these paintings are just as a result of the resource pack that I'm using, which is Excalibur. Link in the description if you want to download it. and there's the queen or woman over there, and some other demonic nightmare fuel thing. And I built it as sort of like an homage to a royal palace, because you have the red carpet, and the blue carpets were kind of just there for, you know, in case anyone wants to live in the trees. It's kind of inspired a little bit by, well, I guess I shouldn't say it because then it'll be a spoiler. So, but it is inspired by, you know, a certain fictional media. If you know it, you know it. And they do have these giant trees that you can the people live inside of. And I tried to make it based off of that. So I'm just gonna set my respawn point just in case I need to. But if we go up this way, and by the way, I just want to mention one thing real quick, but it took about a month to build the actual tree itself, and then I took a really long break away from the game, and also just building in this tree for a while, so not all of this was built in a month. It was mostly just a month that I spent building the tree and like the branches and trunk and everything, and then I just took a break after that, and then after I felt like the time was right, I came back, and then I put in a bunch of these bookshelves, and well, you can see the candles that I mentioned earlier that I got from the ancient city. Yeah, these are what the candles are used for, and also what you saw at the grave, where the dragon slayer is. I think it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. So here we have a lot of the bookshelves, which took a really flippin' long time to gather all the materials for it, but it was worth it. I just wanted to make it look like the library, the same type of library that you find on you know, that specific media. I don't want to say what it is, because then it'll give away the spoilers, and if for the people who are not caught up with that media, you know, like, I don't want to spoil it. So but if you know what I'm talking about, well, yeah. So there's not really much to show here other than that. Glowstone design was just kind of a late addition as well. I thought it would look really cool, specifically at night. Took a really long time to build, you know, blah blah blah. Yeah, and I even put some glowstone on the inside here as well, because, you know, I thought that it would add to the aesthetic, and I didn't want to use torches on the center of it. I didn't mind using it on the branches over here, because it's like, well, you know, it makes sense to put it there, but the glowstone on the side here, it's like, yeah, I think that torches, in my opinion, are just a bit too noisy, and I used a lot of it in the Majesty Kingdom itself, so I didn't want to use it for this build, so that's why I cut down on it a lot. Also, in case you're asking, I think I died like once or twice building this tree. It was really hard to do in survival mode, especially on hard difficulty. But yeah, I think I'm not sure how many times I died exactly, but it's a lot. I bet it's a lot. And there were a couple of times that I survived death because, well, I was wearing diamond armor and I had feather falling and, you know, protection boots. So if I go over this way, yeah, there's really not much here. This pond was, I think this pond was already here, actually. I don't think this was man-made. Maybe I hollowed it out a little bit just to, you know, I smoothed it out a bit just to make it look fit the aesthetic. But anyway, but yeah, there's a structure up there that I'll be going to in a moment that I can't go to it right now, but I'll take the alternate entrance to that. Also, I'm not sure if I showed you guys this earlier, but I had built some stairs over here. Yeah, pretty much, once again, all of this water here was man-made, and it just connects to where you see that little fancy stone brick structure. It connects up to there. I think I even made a video about this, just killing, I think it was a baby zombie in a boat right in front of an adult zombie, and like I poked a little fun at it, and I teased a little bit of this. I think by the time I made that video, I hadn't built up the giant tree, so that wasn't there yet. But yeah, all of this stuff was already here. Try to make it like a little dock area, but also as a shortcut instead of having to, you know, constantly go back to the house. But if we go through this way, check it out. This is the same tunnel that I mentioned in the first video, the first tour that I made with the Landa world, and as you can see, tired of walking? No problem. Try the all-new Landa Express. Be advised, only one passenger may ride at a time per trip, because it's definitely not because, you know, definitely not because I don't know how to make a two-way system or anything. So anyway, if you press this button, it'll take you through the tunnel, and now you no longer have to walk on foot. So just with the push of a button, you can do that, and you can see some wood on the ceiling there. But which, you know, is actually some of this is built under the Majesty Kingdom, or under the tree. And I expanded this tunnel a little further. So originally the building, I think it started over here. Like like this is where you came out from, or where I came out from at first. And then I expanded it a little further after deciding to turn it into a mine rail system, or monorail system. Yeah, that's the word. Monorail system. And then I put some glass around here so you can pretty much see like outside, but also it'll protect you from any mobs that are nearby. And it just takes you up here. It's just a one-way system. It's really simple. You've arrived at your destination. Please enjoy your stay. And you go this way. Yeah, and it's pretty much similar to how I did it last time, except, well, you know, now it has a monorail system, and it takes you to a different place. But as you can see, torches lead the way to the end portal. That's all the torches that well, you know, lead you to the end portal. So I guess I don't really have to explain that. So there's a cobblestone pillar over there, and it just goes pretty much, that's where the end portal is, in case you're wondering. So you follow that trail, yeah, that's where you'll go. Here is the other house that I built with a cave on the underneath of it, and I changed it. I think I altered this a little bit just to make it look nicer by adding the, I don't know what you call these, but it's kind of like the what do you call that? It's like fences, but not really. It's like medieval fences. Not much really changed in here. I can't remember if I added glass before, or if it looked this fancy, but yeah. But not much really changed on the inside of this. I mean, I guess I explored the caves a little bit, but yeah, this didn't really change that much. Also, if you were ever curious as to what it looks like at night, this is what the tree looks like at night, so looks really nice. I like it. Down there is pretty much the cave that's you know, I was talking about. Okay, so I think I pretty much showed you everything that there is to show on this side. Let's go back. And again, I just want to reiterate, every single thing that you're seeing in here was built in the span of 11 months. Like 11 months ever since the last video. I would have waited for 12 months just to say I can say a year, which I guess technically it is about a year since the last time I recorded it. But I mean, you know, I've just been running really dry on ideas. You know, like I'm really trying to stick to the whole medieval aesthetic thing. So that's part of the reason why I haven't really had much motivation to continue it since then, and it's really hard to gather new ideas. Over here, I guess I don't really need to show this, but all of these trees are not. All of these trees were manually planted. These are some, what do you call this? Like dark oak or spruce trees or something like that. Basically, I traveled out in the world, got some saplings. Brought them back over here, and then grew it out, and then it changed the terrain here a little bit, so that explains that. And if we actually go over this way, if we just keep heading in this direction, you'll see that there's that little tower over there, and there's this little itty-bitty section with some stuff going on. There's basically what happened was, remember that box that I showed you at the beginning where I said that I ditched all of my items and went out into the world? Well, this is a bit of a scouting or camping area that I built, and it started off with this tent. I'm gonna call it a tent, but really it's kind of a tent. It's just a really crappy shed though, and it's called Survival Camp number 1. And basically, I ditched all of my items in that chest inside the house, and then I walked over this way. The survival camp itself, like the wool and everything that was in here, is like all of this material was like I already built this beforehand because I wanted to have a bit of a head start. But after I finished building this, the other stuff around here was not here. Basically, I just got real bored of playing Minecraft in the same area, and I wanted to move out of the house. So I ditched all my items after building this, and then I came this way, and I set up some rules. The first rule, bring nothing from home, so ditch all my items. 2, do not remove the camp bed, which is this yellow one. Also, stay around the campsite, no pets, so I didn't bring any of my wolves. The whole rule about staying around the campsite was, well, staying around the campsite. I didn't want to, I wanted to try to limit myself to the area that I was building in. I didn't want to be tempted by, going out there and to the world and doing God knows what. I really just wanted this area to be its own section, so I didn't want to venture off back into that place while I was, practically in survival mode, even though that never really changed. And yeah, there was no breeding of any animals, so I didn't bring any pigs or any cows or anything like that. It basically forced me to, if I wanted to explore the world for a little bit and I needed to get food and stuff like that, I would go out into the world and then I would kill the animals there. So I wouldn't breed any animals to give myself a bit of a challenge. It's number 6, hard difficulty, and 7, filthy D, because, well, I just had extra space on a I just had extra space on a sign, so I just didn't really know what to add. Survival camp inventory. This, I actually forgot about this, but apparently I did have my stuff in here, so I'm not sure if I wanted to bring this stuff back or if I just decided to leave it here, but I guess I decided to leave it here. So that's everything that I had when I was working on this. And everything, like the walls, pretty much everything, including the walls and the house over here, as well as the campfire, I built all of this while I was in survival mode for well, as you can see, actually, I don't think I mentioned it, but it was about 1 week. I spent about a week just seeing how much I could do in just this area. And what I would usually do is I would, I don't want to go back. I didn't want to go back to that area, so I just turned the render distance down to 8, so that I couldn't see the plumber badge there. And well, it's performing much better now, but I'll put it back up soon just to so you guys can see a little more. But I usually turned it down to 8 render distance so that I wouldn't see that. So it'd make it look like I'm really far away when really it's like just right around the corner there. That's just, I mean, that's just that. But every single thing here that you see around the campsite was pretty much built in a span of 1 week. And you have the campfire here, the camp house. All of this was, all the materials here. So all of this is, it was. I just wanted to give myself a bit of a challenge. It was, once again, one of the rules was stay in hard difficulty, and I did. So this over here is a mine that leads down. Like, it's sort of originally I thought that it wasn't gonna connect, but as it turns out, well, I live way too close to the campsite, so I just ended up it ended up connecting to the same depths that I have down in the Majesty Kingdom over there. So yeah, this mine connects to the Majesty Kingdom's depths. I don't really think I need to go down there. That might just waste a lot of time, so I mightn't bother with that. This structure over here was already here. Like, I had already explored a bit of the world. I already explored a bit of the world long before I built up this camp, so this wasn't really a part of the survival mode for 1 week thing. This is just a, I'm not sure if this leads to, or if this is close to a, I'm not sure if this is close to a mine shaft or something, or I don't really know. It's there for some reason, and it just points back to that. So in case you were ever wondering why I put it in that direction, yeah, it's just to point back to home. The sugar canes were also a part of the survival mode as well in this 1 week, or the survival camp, I should say. So that pretty much does it for that. I think the only thing that's left to show is this pillar, which you know, if you're coming from this direction, and I didn't build up a bridge or anything, but if you're coming from this direction, it says you are now entering camping territory, no pets allowed, and when you're leaving, it says you are now entering the kingdom. Caution is advised, because, you know, well, it's the kingdom, and I mean, like, at this point, I feel like the game has become tremendously easier for me after working on it for, you know, like, technically 11 months, but really it's like, or technically 6 years, but it's really been easier for me in the last 11 that I've just been, you know, pounding this game hard. So anyway, let's get out of here and go back into the Majesty Kingdom. And we're gonna swerve around here just a little bit. There we go. And the last thing that I think I'll be showing you guys is the nether portal itself. Actually, there is one thing that I forgot to show. I meant to show it earlier. But down here, you know, if you guys saw the last video here, I built this since the last video, and it's just this little cool underground dungeon that I built. Not really a dungeon, but it's styled after dungeons with glass. I'm not going to mistake this for iron fences, although I might replace it with iron fences. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's it's dungeon styled. The bed itself is also orange to match the lava. So yeah, I also use it as a dock and a fishing spot sometimes, or at least I used to. I don't really do that anymore, but for a change of pace, I might. Who really knows? Okay, and here we are. So now we're going to go into this. Also, I probably skipped over it, but this is the Tree of Prosperity. It was just the tree that was really close to my house, and I never chopped it down, so I just called it a Tree of Prosperity. And this has pretty much existed here since 1.16. Yeah, I think it was here since 1.16. So it's been around forever. It's been around longer than the World Tree or whatever has been. There's also the camp over here. I guess I should mention it too, but after I updated my version to what is it, the update that they added the fireflies, I ended up finding one from, well, I didn't find it actually. I traded for it with a wandering trader, and I got 2, so I just put them around here. I wish I had more, but unfortunately I have to either wait for a wandering trader or search around in the world for it. Now the last thing that I'm going to show you guys is this. So this is something that I really wanted to go into the nether and just do all I can. You know, obviously, of course I wanted to beat the game, so I had to eventually go to the nether. But after exploring it for a bit and after gathering enough materials, I decided to repurpose the nether portal from, you know, the wood structure that it was before, the really ugly wood structure, into this really super intimidating you know, like, shell. And yeah, so you can actually go from this side, but you can also come around this way, and there's another entrance here as well. But I think I'm gonna, let's just go through the normal way. So if we go through here, there's some, I think you call this shroom light, I'm not sure. And yeah, there's a bunch of these materials that I gathered or created from underground, and just to make it look like, you know, a really really scary looking place to go. And it is scary. The nether is terrifying. And you can go, if you open up this chest, it's just some nether wart here. I might farm for some more, but anyway, let's just go through this portal. never mind. I forgot to bring gold armor. I forgot that it's the nether that we're going to, so I'm gonna have to bring some gold armor. Damn it. See, there's just way too much that's on my mind right now. Like, I'm just trying to get through everything as fast as I could, although the video is probably gonna run super long anyways. Alright, and this is the house that I built around here. Originally this house was not here, and in the first video there really wasn't much to show. Like, it was just the portal that led me into here, and I didn't dive too far into the nether. But since then I've done a lot of exploration and made so much progress. To the point where I just built a house around here so you can look through it. I think the stained glass is also red, although it's hard to tell, but you know, it's there. But I made a lot of progress since then. Shroom lights, also put some more stained glass on the top. And for some reason there's a chicken in here. Yeah, I do remember this actually. This chicken wasn't here. And I never bothered killing it, or I just kind of left him there. And I think these are wart funguses or wart fungi. And I put them around the house because, well, there's these really annoying what do you call them? Like hogs, like pig. What do you call these things again? It's like hoglins. That's right. There's just really annoying hoglins that just keep showing up around here, and they just keep attacking me. So I put some around the house. Just to, you know, keep them away, and it's very effective. This pathway as well is something that I built, and I mean, I didn't really make too much progress in the nether besides just going after a couple of biomes and, you know, looking for the fortress, which I don't really need to show that off. You know, there's really not a whole lot of progress I made other than just this initial bit. It really just acts as a safe house. That's what I call it. I was thinking about building an actual another safe house over here, or maybe even converting this into, you know, like a kingdom of sorts. But anyway, I don't really need to show all this stuff off. That's pretty much all that I have to show for the nether. Now, in case you are wondering, I really hadn't made much progress in the nether. Like, I don't think I've even been to a nether bastion, or whatever you call that thing. Maybe I have, if briefly, but I've mostly just kind of been rushing through it just to get to the end because I just wanted to beat the Ender Dragon. I felt like I was ready, and I was right. So I'm really happy about that. That video is still up. If you want to go and watch it, it's always available on the channel. You can check it out. So yeah, that is Landa. That's my Minecraft world. I think that's pretty much all that I have to show off. It's been an incredible 5 years. By the time this video comes out, 6 years that I've been working on it. And I mean, it's not like, you know, obviously if I had been working on this world for about 6 years straight, I could have done so much more. There is so much more interesting content out there that people has just built. Like if you just see the kind of amazing things that people can build in 6 years, man, if I really spend that much time working on this world, then, you know, I'm sure that there would have been, it would have looked a lot more amazing than this. But you know, for a world that I started in 2020, worked on in a couple of months, took a massive break. I think it was like 3 years at most, and then I came back in the 4th year, and then I released that video, and then now we're in the 5th year and I'm recording this one. So it's just, you know, I think that for 11 months since the last recording, not bad at all. You know, I'm always looking for ways to improve. I'm always trying to come up with new ideas. I'm not sure if there's more stuff that I'll be adding soon. There's probably stuff that I forgot, by the way, to mention, but anyway. Oh yeah, before I go, actually, I guess I should mention this, but just one more detail before I go. The giant straw hat over there, obviously I built that really early on, like before I made even the first tour. And there was these sections over here that weren't really what they were before, and as you can see, one of them is purple stained glass, and also you know, there's the white stained glass. I guess I should just go up there to show you guys. Yeah, if you go up here, there's the white stained glass, or white stained glass panes. Rather, it's really long, whatever garbage name it is. And there's the purple one up there as well. And you actually get a pretty decent angle of everything from up here. Like, I guess I should show that off, but you can see the tree, you can see some of the pixel art here, and eventually when you get to the top of it is probably the best part, because, you know, also I did consider adding fences around the top here just to make it safer, but the reason I removed it is because, well, you know, the whole elytra deal. So just gonna put that on just in case we decide to fly down here. But yeah, yeah, you get a pretty good view of everything that's down here, like all of the places that we've been to. The carrot farm, there's a mansion over there, there's some of the mountains, there's the tree. You can see what the top of the tree looks like. It looks really, like, it looks really intimidating and really well done from the floor, from the ground level, but like when you're looking at it over here, it's like, man, I really wish that I could I just knew how to build better in survival mode, because there's all these different builds that I've seen people do, and obviously they do such an amazing job, man. Like they can find a way to make this look like an actual dome, or, you know, even put leaves on the side of the branches and stuff. And I'm done. Okay, I'm just too lazy to fix that right now, and it's already really hard to build in survival mode. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna go through that, man. Like, I don't have the patience for it right now. Maybe later. Also, yeah, there's on the top of the cross, there is a lightning bolt or lightning rod there, so in case it strikes down, it wouldn't light it on fire because of the cobblestone. And there's also a lightning rod on top of the Dragon Slayer as well, and also the Super Mario Brothers flag over there, which originally, that's pole there was just nothing but a pole. It was literally just I built it for the sole purpose of making a tower so that I can put a lightning rod on top of it, and then you know, if lightning struck it, it wouldn't hit the Mario statue at all. So that's why I created it, and then eventually I converted it into a flag post. I think the only thing I forgot to build was the underneath of it. I didn't bother to put like a little brick structure or something there. That's the only thing that I didn't do. But yeah, this gives you a pretty decent decent view of everything. Like, you can literally just see everything here, and it's so, man, like I lose a lot of motivation, and I have art blocks and creative blocks that happen. So you know, even if I wanted to play this game for many months straight, I can't just come up with, you know, too many ideas real quick, and I guess I just threw one of my firework rockets off the edge. But anyway, yeah, guys, so you know, I get a lot of creative blocks, but I'm mainly just trying to stick to the whole medieval theme thing. So that's kind of the reason why I feel so limited. I'm not sure how long I'm going to continue to work on this section of the world, but you know, just know that I am actively working in this world, and I do intend to keep playing in this, you know, till the very end. So anyway, that's yeah, I mean, that's gonna be it. And I mean, it's just, oh man, you know, I just I'm speechless, dude. Like, I sometimes I look at this world and it's like, I can't even believe that I built all this, because like just a couple of years ago, I was like, I keep looking up these other guys' survival world tours, and like a lot of people, I would delete my worlds after a short period of time, like after grinding for a bit, and like I would just give up, you know, like I just play on the latest version, and then after deleting the world, and then whatever. But you know, seeing all of the progress that I was able to make in just 11 months, you know, like what if I worked on it for an extra month, you know, maybe there was more that I could have shown. But you know, for 11 months, not bad. It just, you know, use this as a lesson that you know, if you really put in the work and you put in the effort, you can build amazing things. Because all of this, I mean, some of you might be thinking that I built any of this, like a lot of this in creative mode. I did not. I absolutely did not. I literally have footage of me, some footage of me actually building the leaves on that tree, and even building some of the wood as well, like long before it even became what it is today. So just know that if you put in the work and you have the time and the patience and the energy, you only have 24 hours in the day, but that's pretty much just the time that everyone has. And if you just put in the effort, you can really do anything. Like you can make your passion, you can make your dreams come true. And this is just, I wanted to turn this into a kingdom. Originally, I wasn't sure how long I would be playing in this world, which is why I took a break from it in 2021, a massive break until 2024, and then just came back and just blew up with this video. So anyway, just use this as motivation, use this as a source of fuel for making your ambitions come true. I'm not sure how long I'm going to continue working on this, because again, I feel limited by the whole medieval theme thing, but I'm going to keep working on it. Who knows how long it'll take. It'll be probably a couple of months, maybe years, before I come back to this. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you for joining me for this video. I appreciate if you even joined me for the first video, if you haven't seen that, or if you have seen it. The first video was just really bad. It was bad, okay? But anyway, I'm gonna stop yapping now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.